Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Jess and I do natural hair videos. So today I'm going to be giving my top 5 high porosity hair care tips. So if that's something that you're interested in, just keep right on watching. So if you're new here, I'm going to ask that you do two things. First, hit that subscribe button and then hit that bell button so you're notified every single time I post a new video. I am so excited to be shooting this video today because it is in collaboration with the Dynamite Natural, and she is a low porosity girl, and so she's going to be giving her top 5 low porosity hair care tips. So when you're done with this video, make sure you head on over to her channel. Her video will be linked down in the description bar, and I'm just going to let her say a few words. And so
hello guys, what's up? It's me, the Dynamite Natural. So I'm doing a collaboration video with just me. We're doing tips for high porosity / low porosity natural hair. So when you're done with her video, you head on to my channel at the Dynamite Natural for tips for low porosity natural hair, because I've got great tips for low porosity natural hair, being that I am a low porosity girl myself. So when you head over, I will see you there, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you.
like she said, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and comment on her video and let her know that you came from my channel, Just Me. So, like I said, today I'm going to be giving my top 5 high porosity hair care tips. And I'm just going to go ahead and get right into the tips. So before I actually go into the tips, I'm just going to go into what high porosity hair is. And so first I'm going to go over what your porosity is. Your porosity is basically how well your hair absorbs moisture. And so if you have high porosity hair, that means your hair's cuticle is raised. So that means moisture comes into your hair strands very easily, and it has like, your hair strand has like holes and gaps in it, so moisture comes into your hair very easily. But just as easy as it comes in, it's just as easy as it comes out. That's high porosity hair. Low porosity hair, because your cuticle is not raised, it's closed for the most part, you have a really hard time getting moisture in your hair. Once the moisture is in, it's normally locked in, and that's the thing with low porosity hair. Low porosity, once the moisture is in, you're normally good to go, and your hair is moisturized for a longer period of time. Versus high porosity, I can get moisture in my hair very easily. High porosity hair is more likely to get drier faster because of the fact that the hair cuticle is raised, and so the moisture can just escape just as easily as it can enter the hair strand. So that's just the differences between the different porosities. And normal porosity is right there in the middle. It's, it's not super hard, it's not super easy, it's just normal, you're right there in the middle. And so I'm going to go ahead and jump right into my 5 tips. And I do have notes. If you see me looking down, that is why. So the first tip that I have is to pre-poo. So I'm not even gonna lie to you. When I first heard about pre-pooing, I was like, who got time? Okay, because wash day is already a whole 24-hour thing. You know what I'm saying? Like why am I going to make that process more stressful on myself, right? Wrong. So I know you might be thinking that, but realistically, pre-pooing really does help keep the moisture into your hair. So I have noticed a really big difference, because I know for me, I use sulfate shampoos because I don't really care, and I like to get all the product out of my hair, and I personally like that clean, squeaky clean feeling. So that is the reason why I use sulfate shampoos, and that is the reason why I think if you are going to use sulfate shampoos, that pre-pooing can definitely change your entire life. Okay, so pre-pooing basically helps with, keeping the moisture in your hair, and putting the oils and the nutrients in your hair that the sulfate shampoo might possibly strip out, because that's what the sulfate shampoo is meant to do. It's meant to strip everything out of your hair to get it clean. And so when you pre-poo, you're giving your hair, like, say for instance, your hair is right here, and then when you use a sulfate shampoo, it brings your hair's moisture level to like right here. And so if you already start with a pre-poo thing, you're going to be like right up in here, right? So when you do shampoo your hair with a sulfate shampoo, it brings it like kind of to a normal thing. At least it does for me. It brings it kind of to like a normal level. And so after I shampoo and once I put the moisture in, I don't have to work as hard to get it back up to this level, if that makes sense. And pre-pooing, I know for me, has also helped reduce my shedding, because high porosity hair, some of the characteristics of high porosity hair is, it's prone to frizziness, it's easily, like it breaks very easily. And I know pre-pooing has definitely helped minimize the breakage that I receive and minimize the shedding. And when you don't shed as much, that means you are retaining the hair that is on your head. And so, yeah, you're going to be able to retain the length and your hair is going to look full. It's going to look fuller, it's going to look bigger, it's going to look longer. So tip number 2 is going to be do protein treatments. Not only just protein treatments, but also use products that have protein in it. So remember when I was talking about how your hair cuticle is raised and how you have gaps and holes in your hair? So the protein is going to help fill those holes and fill those gaps in your hair, making your hair stronger or less likely to break. So the whole thing with high porosity hair is making sure that it's strengthened, it's strong, it's moisturized so it doesn't break, okay? So the protein treatments are very, very important to make sure that your hair is strengthened and it's not going to break off. But too much protein can be a bad thing. So you do want to just make sure that you are using protein treatments. Maybe if you're going to do like real protein treatments like the Afro-G 2-step system. I personally have never used that, but I do know most people say when they use that is like it's a very strong protein treatment, and so they recommend using that like maybe once every 3 months. But like I said, I personally have never tried it, so I don't want to give any advice on exactly how often to do it. What I do for protein treatments is I use my rice water weekly. And then if I don't feel like using rice water, I also use protein deep conditioners. And so you can have deep conditioners that have protein in them. And so that goes into my next tip, is to deep condition often, aka once a week, okay? And if you got colored hair or damaged hair or anything like that, you might want to up it to 2 times a week. But deep conditioning your hair is super important, and don't let anybody tell you that it's not, okay? And if they are telling you that, they're not your friend, okay? Because real friends will give you the real advice and help you so you can be flourishing out here in these streets, okay? And deep conditioning is step 1, okay? But deep conditioning is super important because it puts all of that nutrients and the moisture and the oils and everything that your hair needs, it puts it back into your hair. And so I know you might think, oh, I don't want to deep condition for 30 minutes. If you have high porosity hair, 15 minutes will work. Normally I do my protein treatments, like I do my rice water, which I'll link up one of my videos to show you guys how I do like my rice water and everything like that with my deep conditioner. But one of the things that you do want to make sure that you are focusing on is making sure that you keep that protein and that moisture balanced, because too much protein is not good and too much moisture isn't good. You want to make sure you have that good balance, which is why I was talking about protein deep conditioners, because sometimes you might want to use a protein deep conditioner, and then other times you might want to use a moisturizing deep conditioner, and they are 2 different things. And also, if you don't want to use rice water, Shea Moisture has the little blue protein power pack thing. That thing is really, really good as far as like a nice little protein power pack thing. That's like the perfect name for it. When I don't do my rice water, that is what I reach for. That is what I go for. I use that protein deep conditioner and it gets my curls super defined. And you guys know I complain about frizz all the time. Protein treatments really help with definition and making my hair less frizzy, and it helps me as well as holding the moisture as well. So the 4th tip that I have is to moisturize and seal. And so I personally recommend using the LOC method. I know I was using the LCO method, the leave-in cream and then an oil, and my hair would still get dry. And so what I've noticed is when I use a leave-in, seal it in with oil, and then go in with the cream, my hair is more likely to stay moisturized a lot longer. That's just what I've noticed for my high porosity hair. And I really think it's because, you know, you put that original like layer of moisture into your hair, and then you seal it with the oil, and then you go in with the cream. And so that way, when the cream layer kind of evaporates into the air, you still have the leave-in like level as far as the moisturization, and you still have that barrier of the oil. So it might take a few days for, you know, the oil to evaporate off of your hair. And so even when it does, you still have that leave-in, you know, that's still in your hair. I don't know, maybe that doesn't, I hope that makes sense. I don't know, it makes sense in my head. And that's the reason why I think the LOC method works versus, you know, with low porosity hair, your focus is trying to get the moisture in. So you're doing, you know, I'm doing my moisturizing leave-in, then I'm going in with the cream. So it's like, boom, moisture in, boom, more moisture in, and then the oil is sealing that all in. And we need to make sure we have like moisture, layer, moisture. And that's what I think is best for high porosity hair. I don't know. That's just what I think. I just wanted to kind of throw that out there, that that's not always the case, that your hair is damaged just because you have high porosity hair, because that's not the case. My hair is not damaged. I have pretty healthy hair and I still have high porosity. And even though I do my deep condition weekly, I do my protein treatments and all that stuff, like, you can change your porosity. And so just because, you know, I'm like, my hair isn't damaged and I still have high porosity hair. So just because you have high porosity hair does not always mean your hair is damaged. So my fifth and final tip is to avoid excessive heat and excessive coloring. And so really what it is just because your hair cuticle is already raised. And so when you are putting heat to your hair and when you are processing your hair with color, that's what you're doing, is you're raising the cuticle even more. And so you are damaging your hair when you are, you know, constantly putting heat on your hair and constantly coloring your hair. You are damaging your hair. So if your hair cuticle is already raised, like, what are you trying to do? Like, take the dang on cuticle off? Like, come on now. So, you know, just make sure you do it in moderation. Everything with high porosity hair you can do. You just don't want to be like bleaching your hair every 3 months. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, permanently dyeing your hair every 3 months, or, you know, straightening your hair every other week. Like, you just want to make sure that you're doing it in moderation. You know, if you're going to straighten your hair, do it once a year or twice a year or something like that. If you're going to color your hair, permanently color and then do rinses. Like, you know, just make sure whatever you're doing it in moderation and you're going about it in a safe route. You get what I'm saying? So those are my top 5 high porosity hair care tips that I have you on your way to healthy, moisturized hair. So if you enjoy videos like this, make sure you hit the like button, you comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also, make sure you head over to the Dynamite Naturals channel. Her video will be down in the description box, and you are a low porosity girl and you want to hear her top 5 tips as far as how to make sure you're getting your low porosity hair in order, make sure you head on over to her channel. Like I said, it's in the description box, and comment down below and let her know that you came from my channel. So that's all that I have for you guys today, and I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.